Be live.
Good morning everyone.
صباح الخير.
صباح النور سرور.
How's it going?
Good والله. A slow start of the week.
Slow start of the week.
Yeah. Sleep wise honestly. Be productive. The sleep wise it's not to
Sleep not to schedule.
yeah.
المشكلة not falling asleep early ولا not waking up with energy.
يعني I think I caught a bug on Saturday, Friday night.
Okay.
Sunday was okay. And it propagated, you know.
Still suffering, huh?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But no, today I did good.
You did. All right. So it's not your sleep inertia. Do you know anything about sleep inertia?
No.
We should read about sleep inertia and talk about it. It's an interesting concept.
Well, what is it? Like just a quick definition.
So you know what inertia is, right? There's a resistance of sudden changes. It's in physics. Like if you move anything around you, it always has inertia of resistance of a sudden change.
Hey.
There's also a concept called sleep inertia, where when you wake up, your actual brain and body doesn't really wake up when you wake up. There's a lag between when you're physically awake, like okay, I'm awake, but like your full computing power is not there yet.
جسمك يحارب الوقت اللي صحيت فيه عشان يرجع على نفس الوقت اللي دائما هو يصحى فيه او دائما تعود عليه.
It's not necessarily انت قاعد تتكلم عن البايو cycle, like they regular sleep.
Yeah.
Not the physical human sleep cycle. It's like more about يعني حتى لو like you sleep every day for like years, same time you wake up in the same time, you still suffer from sleep inertia. It's like you wake up but you're not awake yet. It's an interesting concept. We'll read more about it and like get it through, but like it's just because a lot of people like, oh, أنا صحيت من النوم بس لسه مو صاحي. Like you need that cup of coffee or cup of tea, and like some people require like 2-3 hours or a cold shower to wake them up. But it's that's where basically sleep inertia comes from. But anywho, so it's not that, just a weird bug moving around, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting sick. انتبهوا اشربوا فيتامين سي.
No, don't do that. Well, take all vitamins بس يعني drink a lot of water. ممكن لأن الجو برضو قاعد ينقلب مرة واجد.
صح يس.
في الشرقية الحين. في الشرقية الأسبوع الماضي we landed. يعني I don't even remember when I experienced this before. Like مرة من زمان. We landed الطيارة, فتحوا باب الطيارة, and the moment I step outside, like كأني طالع, تعرف لما تفتح باب الفرن ويطلع عليك هواء حار. Like it's exactly that feeling. الجو في الشرقية كأنك داخل فرن صراحة. Like honestly.
وما في رطوبة.
No, it's still dry. It's dry heat.
Yeah.
It's so windy and it's super hot.
The worst.
So I get into the Uber and I tell the guy, I was like since when? Like I was here like about a month ago. It was great. And he goes, ايش يعني؟ قلت له مرة حر. قال لا اليوم رحمة.
Oh.
I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you should have seen it a couple of days ago. I was like, crazy man. I'm sorry.
مع ان الشرقية دائما يكون رطوبة ولا؟
شوف الرطوبة في الشرقية I think starts around July and August. Like مو طول السنة رطوبة, مو زي جدة. Like not يعني هنا طول السنة رطوبة ما عدا like 2-3 months in like January, February, December يصير الجو مرة بطل. بس يعني هنا at least الحرارة مو عالية. يعني لما تطلع برا الجو رطوبة. like
أنا أحس رطوبة تسهل شوية الحرارة. يعني شوي هو I don't like it. Everything sticks to everything.
Everything sticks.
بس I think it's not the dry heat اللي تحس إنه قاعد تنشف.
فرن يا حمي فرن literally كده تفتح باب الفرن يطلع عليك الهواء. It's exactly the same feeling. Like dude, بس يعني at least الرطوبة cools you down. بس درجة الحرارة هنا ما تطلع ل 40 يعني
لا تطلع. يعني جولاي تطلع. جولاي أغسطس كمان.
Yeah. جولاي أغسطس في الشرقية توصل 50. يعني just imagine like الحرارة هناك مو طبيعية بس مرة يعني dude. So I think تقلبات الجو is playing a part of it. A lot of people are like cranking up their ACs and then it's super cold inside. يطلعوا برا حر يرجعوا داخل برا برد. I think this is like causes confusion to your body. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently it makes your body susceptible. Your immune system will get weakened, and it becomes more susceptible
with change
to-
of temperatures.
Yes.
Could be. I mean, that's so. I don't know why people get sick more in winter than summer.
I mean, because the bug likes the colder weather to thrive.
Or because also we. So here's an interesting concept around this. Is it the bug or the virus? I don't know. I'm not a virologist, but like it's more about also our social behavior, right? يعني احنا during winter time نتجمع بعض كده inside closed areas. We want to
Okay.
like cuddle around.
Yeah,
Like everybody is closer proximity. So maybe that makes it easier to spread. While for us هنا الصيف causes us to do this. احنا in winter we're spread. نطلع الجو مو بارد. Like we are allowed to move. بس الصيف everybody خلاص indoor
مكيفات.
locked in مكيفات. And I think that just allows the virus to propagate, not necessarily go dormant or not dormant. It's just how easy is it for this virus to propagate around.
I think definitely the social aspect plays a role on the spread of the virus.
It's the spread. So like if you're, I don't know, if you're sitting alone all the time, doesn't matter winter or summer, you're not gonna get sick. ما في حد يجيب لك الفيروس. But like once those like triggers, like like احنا هنا at least I don't know, like غريب. We need to look at the statistics of it because المدارس تلعب huge role, right? So in summer there are no schools, so there's less viruses propagating around because of kids. So ممكن less people are getting sick. In winter, there are schools and people are gathered inside closed areas, no air circulation. People want to like.
ايوه ده واحد مرض I think المدرسة كلها.
بالضبط. So لو عندنا مدارس في الصيف, I think the amount of sick people would be higher because. Especially here in these regions where it's super hot.
That would be something to look at actually.
Yeah, people are not going out to play. They're diamond indoor. So like.
And no, correlation and causation, right?
Yeah.
So I think we can check the. Yeah, مثلا خلينا نقول schools would be a good example. نشوف أوقات المدارس and the propagation أو العدوى أو الفلو ولا any sickness.
Right.
That would be interesting.
I think we need to find a virologist to study this.
Yeah.
Because I mean يعني ما أدري.
المفروض data is out there.
Yeah, but the data is skewed. ما في مدارس في الصيف. ما حد يدرس في الصيف.
مو هذا قصدي as a good example.
Right.
إن نشوف وبعدين ذات إذا نقارن مثلا خلينا نقول أستراليا ولا.
بس شوف هم لأن عندهم winter, right?
Yeah.
Because they have the winter. Like it's again we're correlating winter with diseases. We're not correlating whether human interaction changes, right? Our social behavior changes from winter and summer, and depending on where you are in the world, صح? Also, a lot of people travel over the summer, so they also import different diseases.
Yes.
But there are no schools to allow mass spreading of them, right? تخيل يعني like you have a virus, أنت قاعد لحالك في البيت, the odds of spreading it to your colleagues is 0.
Yes.
Right? But you have a virus, you give it to your children go to school,
it spreads to everyone in the school,
everybody,
their families,
their family. Yeah. So it's like more of like an avalanche kind of effect, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have a virus, you're not giving it to anybody, or you just give it to me. I'm not gonna go like the amount of people we spread as adults is I think less versus kids in schools.
Also, we're relatively cleaner.
We are relatively cleaner than also
compared to kids.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's an interesting concept. I think like I'll write it down. It's something to look at. What did we say? The statistics of virus propagation in summertime versus winter
related to
and schools effects. So it's an interesting thing to look into, and also sleep inertia. And then since we're talking about climate and viruses, there could be a fungi that eats humans from inside out that could possibly be triggered due to the increase of global temperature. Like I don't know how real this is.
A new type of fungi?
I don't know how real this is, but it's to increase its range by. So this is by the year 2100. So not really important to us.
Okay.
But it says that deadly fungi capable of eating humans are expected to spread into new regions across North America, Europe, China, and Russia as global temperature rises. With one species, Aspergillus fumigatus, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to read it.
Okay.
But projected to increase its range by 77.5% by the year 2100. So this fungus already exists, right? It just does not survive much, right? It exists in specific regions. It needs specific temperatures, so it doesn't survive much. It's a serious lung infection. So if you get it, the mortality rate is like about 40%. It's a super serious lung infection. But the rise of temperatures allows it to thrive in these regions. So they're saying by the year 2100, we'll see about 77% of it increasing around the world, which is, and I mean, this is another thing that we're talking about. It's like,
I mean, I think we can fight it before it spreads that much.
Did you watch The Last of Us?
Yes.
Are you watching The Last of Us right
Yeah.
now? It's one of probably the greatest video game ever came out.
I did not play the video game.
Oh my god, the video game.
Yeah,
is
the
just-
show, I think they did a really good job so far.
The show.
I'm still
I didn't see the latest
critical about
episode.
the latest,
I didn't
the
see
latest season. Let's say.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it follows the story. I think it aligns very well. It's a beautiful show. I would encourage everyone to watch it. It's beautiful. With few exceptions, a few episodes that I think the show can just remove and all of the good. So there are, I think, 2 episodes in season 1 that I think it's just a filler episodes. They just needed to reach that 8 episode milestones. And now with season 2 so far, I can pinpoint one episode that I think is just pointless.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's just, if you can make money, you can make money. But it's all about fungus, right? It's about a species of cordyceps or something that evolved to take over the human body. Those fungus exist today. They take over ants.
They're real.
They're real. Cordyceps are real. They're interesting behavior. When it infects an ant, then it takes over. Like the sole purpose of it is to get this ant to go to the colony where it can maximize its spread. It's super crazy stuff.
The zombie fungi.
It's a zombie fungi.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why we call it a zombie fungi. It's super intelligent. It's just it's just thinking about like it's an intelligent fungus species.
Yeah. I mean, it's thinking about its survival.
Yeah. It's just trying to increase its. We are going to Mars to increase our survival rate.
Yeah.
Isn't that what this fungus is trying to do?
I mean, and in that argument, we are zombies. Well, but يعني our definition of zombies, or this الخيال of zombies, and their behavior, يعني it is fiction, right? At the end of the day,
We don't know.
as far as we know.
So here's what I really like about all of these stories. Where did these stories come from? Zombies, vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, all of these like horror things that we just implant into like our horror movies and our horror scenes. Where did they originate? Where did they came from? Like if I tell you about dinosaurs before finding dinosaur like bones,
Yeah.
you go like crazy ass.
Yes, myth.
Come.
Yeah.
But then I show you the first dinosaur bone and you go, oh crap.
حقيقي.
Hagigi, right?
Yeah.
So vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, zombies.
I think they're inspired. Okay, I think for example, vampires, they're inspired by something real, some real story,
Right.
And then it's mixed with fiction
I think so. Just to like
to make it nice, to make it interesting,
Yeah,
to make it
interesting.
cool. Yeah, and someone goes crazy with the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar to The Last of Us. This type of fungi, it does exist. It has the similar behavior.
For a different species.
Yes, and then it's
now.
like, okay, what if it goes to humans?
Right. What if it crosses over to humans? I mean, just like viruses, right? Some viruses are animals only, and then when it crosses over to humans, it's deadly. One of the deadliest viruses is bird flu.
Yeah,
It's an apocalyptic event.
Yes,
like if
yeah.
bird flu propagates to humans,
It's
done.
over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like we cannot stop it. We know nothing about it. I think, like it can spread super quick. So bird flu is one of the things that if it crosses over to humans, it's good game.
واحنا نحب القصص يعني our whole life is just a قصة. We love a good story.
yeah, I think we like great stories.
Yes, and I think the best concepts that lasted really long throughout our history is through a good story,
Right.
including anything like religion, mindset, thought process, even teachings.
Mhm.
The best ways, the things that are lasted for this long are through stories, like good stories. Because we forget, if I teach you like 1+1 and that's it, okay, what's the point? But if I put it in a story, it
Then
clicks,
you'll remember it.
I remember it. And it's
Right.
easy to actually
Propagate.
send to another one, communicate to another person.
So storytelling is very important.
Yes.
Movies evolved into like a really great form of storytelling. Granted, it allows us also to unleash our imagination, which is beautiful. I just saw Mission Impossible,
Okay.
The Last Reckoning, I think it's called. So I will not do the same thing I did. So here's a story about how I went to watch this movie. I was at home. I walk in. My brother was sitting there, and he goes, "Do you want to go see the movie?" I go, "Yeah, sure. I'll go ask a person. Like, okay, I'll go ask my wife if she wants to come with us." I was like, and he goes, "Yeah, but make sure to tell her we're gonna go see it at midnight."
Okay. Why?
Because we were talking about like 7 p.m. So
okay, so it's already like
so
in the
it's,
evening.
it's 7 p.m. in the evening. I've been up because my brother knows I've been up like since 5 a.m. and he goes, "It's at midnight." And I go, "Okay, I'll go ask my wife if she wants to go." And he says, "It's a 3-hour long movie."
Oh my god.
So I knew nothing. I know about Mission Impossible. I watched all the previous movies, but like I don't know that. First of all, I didn't know this one is already out. I didn't know it was 3 hours long. And my brother goes, "We'll go at midnight. It's 40-minute drive to the theater because I want to see it in a like full Dolby theater, IMAX, blah blah blah." And it's 3 hours long movie. I go, "Sure, I'm up to it." I go inside. I ask my wife. She says, "Yes, okay, I'm in." I was like, "Okay, great." I go back to my brother. He goes, "All right, great. I booked 6 tickets." I was like, "Who's going with us?" He's like, "Your sister, her husband, everybody." And like, okay, great. Super late, midnight. Like, I was fine. I drank a lot of coffee. Like, didn't eat much, so my body doesn't like shut down. Made sure that I'm like not exhausted. Essentially, we drive. Had a really cool incident with the car. Had a flat tire.
It's
like,
Mission Impossible.
It's Mission Impossible. It's Mission Impossible to watch Mission Impossible. Anyways, we get to the theater. We sit down. We watch the movie. To my surprise, fully packed theater.
Oh,
fully packed.
I'm assuming it's a weekend, right?
It was Friday. Yeah,
okay.
Well, Saturday, Friday. It's weekend. Fully packed theater. I sit down, and my expectation was like, okay, me falling asleep will dictate how good the movie is. How good the visuals are. And I kid you not, I just sat down 3 hours straight. I'm just laser focused.
Oh, wow.
Laser focused. Such a beautiful movie. Amazing story. Just the way the story was spreading, like the way they like. It's not a slow movie. Fully packed with events, like fully packed. And then just very well connected with itself. The story is super amazing. And the acting is just top tier. Tom Cruise is like 10 out of 10 actor. Like the guy is just, especially that I know that he makes his own stunts, right?
Yeah.
So watching the movie, now I want to see how the movie was filmed. What did he have to do? Because that movie is crazy. Knowing that Tom Cruise does his own stunts as well makes it even more fascinating.
Yeah.
So that is a level of engagement, right? So the storytelling of the movie is beautiful. The visuals are amazing. The cinematography is amazing. I don't know how much of it is AI. I hope that all the stunts were real.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of the movie is real. But, it gives you a perspective of how good of a story you need to tell to capture the audience super late at night. They're already drained of energy for 3 hours straight.
At 3 hours is not short.
3 hours is not short.
Yes.
3 hours. I didn't even leave to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, to keep someone engaged.
Yes.
I mean, for this long. Like, okay, through a movie, it can be, I would assume, easier. لأنه عندك يعني الفاكتور حق الأوديو, عندك الفاكتور حق الفيديو, عندك الفاكتور حق الستوري.
It's still not. There are like 2 hours long movie I couldn't watch.
Yes, even there are videos that are like 1 hour. You know, you could not watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And for 3 hours to keep you engaged and, you know, just focused, that's a big challenge.
Right. So to me, like movies that are 3 hours mark that I can watch over and over again, not just once, over and over again. I don't know Mission Impossible if it's an over and over again. I think it's a one-time watch.
It's a
movie.
one experience.
Right. To me, like I would watch it again, but at home. I wouldn't go to the theater.
Yeah.
I would watch it at home, chill, maybe watch it over 2 days. Maybe if I'm like doing a marathon, because now it's okay. So to the people who watch,
how many of them actually are?
quite a lot. Quite a lot.
I don't think I kept up with that. Like I probably stopped like after fourth or
right.
third.
So I think I've watched all of them. So if you're watching this one, I think the moment you watch this one, you will get that feeling. It's like, okay, I want to go watch the previous ones now.
Okay.
So I have this feeling of like, I know over this Eid break coming up, I know for a fact I'm gonna marathon them and then probably try to find a way to watch the new one again, probably in the theater. But to that point, like there are very few 3 hours long movie that I would sit down and watch, mainly because the story is engaging. The cinematography, it's always part of it, right?
Definitely.
It's a visual interaction. You're interacting with this movie visually, not just like I can listen to an audiobook. It's an auditory interaction. So the person talking has to be interesting.
Yeah.
The way the words, the story is told has to be sequential, easy to like hear and comprehend. While in the movie, you have to visually engage with me, right? You have to, at least for me personally, you have to visually attract me and make me sit down. You cannot just put me in a scene and say, this is the scene, but listen to the story, then it's kind of like boring. Lord of the Rings. That is a movie, trilogy.
Yes.
I would watch over and over again, and I cannot remember. I remember the last time I saw them. They were like a month ago. But like I cannot remember how many times I've seen these movies in sequence, like back to back on the same day. Just sit down. I have 9 hours to kill. I have 9 hours that I shouldn't even waste, but I'm gonna waste them on these movies because they're beautiful.
I regret now watching The Lord of the Rings when they came out because I watched it recently. I'm not a big fan. I think if I watched it when it came out, I'll be mind blown. I think maybe
you're not a fan of The Lord of the Rings.
I'm not a big fan. No.
Oh my god. Okay, we have a lot to teach you, man. No, I think I don't know. It's like Star Wars to me, right? I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. Never watched it. Can't watch it. There are a lot of reasons that I personally can't watch it. But like to me, Lord of the Rings is. I don't understand when people say I don't like it. I never liked it, or I tried to watch it. I didn't enjoy it, or like The Hobbits. Like oh my god.
Again, I think it plays a big role, the timing of when did you watch the movie. Because one of the most fascinating things about that movie is the cinematography.
Cinematography is beautiful.
One of the big things.
Yeah.
So it came, what year was it?
2000s?
Yes. So that was, whoa, mind blown.
True.
If you watch it like now, like 2025, I mean, you see the videos that are coming out.
We're gonna go through some of them. This is like a great segue for it.
Yeah, and then I mean, you watch a great cinematography happening from influencers, not like big studios, just happening on social media.
Right.
And they do a lot of cool things. So I mean, the expectations becomes much higher. So when I watched The Lord of the Rings, let's say I watched it in 2022, I think, or 2023.
Oh my god.
I'm like, okay, it is a good movie. I'm not saying it's bad, okay? The story is nice, it's fun, it is engaging. I can see a lot of holes in the story,
Fair.
Okay. The cinematography is nice, but it's not mind-blowing. Because, again, I watched it kind of
late in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, but
if I watched it when it came out, I will always have that connection between the story, the cinematography, and it will always imprint on me. It will always have like, okay, this movie is amazing.
what about Harry Potter? Did you watch it?
I watched only the first one. I did not continue.
You never continued.
No.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Have you tried?
No,
You've never tried.
I never tried.
All right, but it's not. So it's not probably it's not in your genre. The this sci-fi alternate world.
I do like it. Yani,
Which okay, give me
Let's
because
think.
Lord of the Rings is no.
Yeah.
Harry Potter is no.
I did not say it's no.
No,
Harry
you didn't
Potter.
watch.
I
Them.
did not watch.
You did not watch
yeah.
them, and it's very hard, I think, to get into them if you didn't like Marvel movies.
Yeah, I like them.
Okay,
And not all of them, but yani certain. But what ties me.
Endgame, Infinity War.
Yes, that was
All right,
really
so,
fun,
okay,
amazing.
Okay. So
yes.
those are great for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, the cinematography on that. You see the level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Harry Potter is probably again the storytelling of the movie is the factor there. The acting is just superb.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings is everything. Story,
Mm.
cinematography, acting. Like it's a world that I think, especially like for people who like enjoy like just absorbing a different universe, like absorbing how our world would be if we were in that world, right?
Yeah.
We cannot be in that world, so
Yes.
it's always great to imagine them.
I mean, the level of creativity in it is amazing. It's
Yeah,
mind-
where did these stories come from?
like yes, exactly, and like the languages they developed.
Yeah, they developed entire
the
languages for it,
characters. Like the character. I mean, not the characters. The species of the characters.
Right.
You know, all of these are amazing. Like to come up with
It's
that.
a full universe. Like I think it's Tolkien who made the who wrote it.
But again, I feel like it is again. It must be inspired by some
Mythology.
myth.
It's some
story.
mythology.
Yeah.
It's a derivative of, because I can tell you about like mythologies and stories, and if you're a person who is like with a creative mind,
You'll take it and
you'll
run.
start creating your own and then get inspired from different things. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is amazing. I think it was a good show.
I love it.
Again, I did not watch the last season, by the way.
Okay.
Till today.
You need to watch it, because I think Game of Thrones had a falling in terms of storytelling, in terms of cinematography, acting. It's still the same. In terms of the story itself, storytelling, I think it's just like, like if you start like at a 100 and then you fall to 40, 60. The only thing keeping you alive is the other factors of a show: cinematography, actors, fan base. I probably cannot introduce Game of Thrones to people today.
Okay.
It's gonna be very challenging. But back in the day, when season 1 was out, season 2 was coming out, it was super easy to introduce people to, because they would watch. It's a super short show, right? You don't need a lot of investments in it. Well, you do, but you don't. But like we waste our time in a lot of things. But like in terms of like, okay, I can sit down and introduce Firas to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
While season 3 is still not out, right? So we can sit down. It's like, listen, it's a great show, probably amazing. It will it will put you in awe.
And just make them watch
Right.
the first episode.
You watch the first season and you go, holy crap, it's
Yeah.
amazing. And then we go into the second season and you go, mind blowing.
Yeah.
And then you're waiting, like that level of excitement of waiting the third season, right? It brings more people into the pot, because people are like too excited with it, right? Like, okay, let's introduce more people into it. But then you go into like, the last couple of seasons, you go, oh crap.
What happened?
Oh crap, like I cannot like, oh, we're all fans, so it's great. We all like the show. We just want to see the ending. But I'm not gonna be able to introduce it to new people. Like that is just, to me, it's like a fall from grace. Like, oh, you were so great that word of mouth will take you so far.
Yeah.
Because one person watches it and it goes, everybody has to watch it. Versus, oh crap, I'm so embarrassed. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? Like, I think that falls in some shows as well. I've never once seen a person try to introduce me to Star Wars. I've never seen any of their shows.
Yeah,
none of the
me
movies.
neither.
I had friends who are like extreme fans, like extreme, like to the bone. Like you can like take away their lives, but don't talk crap about the movie. but like they never try to introduce it to you, which is, I don't know, it's weird to me. Why is that? Maybe the cinematography wasn't that great, or I don't want to offend people, so people take it too close to the heart. So there are these types of movies that I think are just too good. I think Lord of the Rings is just too good. It's just too good. You cannot not tell me that. Oh, I cannot. Like, I can introduce it to anybody. The only problem that I have is people nowadays do not want to sit in front of a screen for 3 hours.
Or this long, yeah.
Let alone 9 hours, because you want to watch them back to back, right? So it's a big
I still
limitation from that aspect.
think it's a good movie. The story is good and everything in it.
It's probably one of the greatest movies ever made.
Probably. Yes. Yes. I can see that, definitely, because it opened the door to a lot of other creativity, other movies that are getting created.
It also created different spin-offs, right? So
yes,
after that, the Hobbits came out. Now the Amazon show,
which is Fire or something like this.
I think it's I forgot what's it called.
House of Dragons.
No, that's a Game of Thrones spin-off.
Oh, okay.
So even Game of Thrones created a spin-off, but it's not up to that level.
Okay.
The Amazon Lord of the Rings spin-off, I forgot what's it called. But it's about the creation of the rings, which is quite interesting to watch.
Okay.
If you like the movies, like if you know the original story and you like the movies, then you do want to see this. I think it's also very interesting to watch.
So, I mean, that takes us to like, okay, that happened in the early 2000s, right?
Right.
And the amount of work and money and dedication it took, I believe it's
people sold their souls to make it.
Yeah. So imagine what you can do as a creator with inspiration from such movies, from mythical stories,
right?
In your own home, from your laptop.
We don't need to imagine. I'll show you. So we talked about VO3, the Google AI. So people are starting to play with it. People are starting to create different trailers, different demos. I'll first show you the original Google demo.
Okay.
And then I'll want to show you.
Oh, the one from the keynote.
Parts of them showed in the keynote. Okay. Other parts came out later, I think. I'm not too sure. But I want to show you some of them. And I want to also because this is going to take the whole game to new levels. It's just...
And it's subscription based, right? It's not, it doesn't come with the Google Gemini.
Of course, for now, it requires a lot of computing power, right? So if I'm a company that works on this and you want to use it, I need to make money out of you because I'm paying a lot, right? And at least the development of these tools cost billions. Like OpenAI, I think they spent we'll get to OpenAI, but they spent about $3 billion on training their new model.
Okay.
This is just training. These are the resources that went into training. $3 billion just to train. This is just on a text thing. ChatGPT. Imagine this is not just ChatGPT. This is OpenAI all models, right? So they spent about $3 billion, and this is in 2024.
And I think most of it is energy consumption.
It's energy, data acquisition, a lot of these different things. So it gets a little bit harder to look at. But I mean,
I'm not sure they spent money on data acquisition.
Yeah, there were some whistleblowers that went bye-bye.
Yeah.
Is it showing? No. Yeah. So OpenAI have its own issues. I think they need to get the record straight. They need to be transparent about what they're doing. They're doing a lot of weird things. There are some people who went missing when those came out. But let's see. Is it working? It's not working. Not showing. Oh, I know. All right, there we go. Just give me 1 second. I need to fix it. Yes, there we go. All right. So again, this is Google VO3. These are the demos. We'll play this one and then we'll show the other ones as well. Let's transition.
This is fine.
Ready for me to do a 360 no scope?
This new generation is weird.
Thank God for playback. I have no idea what I'm doing.
None of this is real.
It's
I hate the
amazing.
rain.
بس يا أخي في there's something about it.
The wind moves in weird
You know what I
ways
mean?
today.
I mean,
It's real. It looks like just 2 HD.
How does Tom Cruise do this?
right. So we're so good
Look how
at
cinematic we are.
seeing imperfections.
Yeah.
There is
so
none.
weird.
Or there are a lot of imperfections, but it's very different.
And it's hard to pinpoint.
Right.
Like I cannot describe it. I cannot tell you, for example, this is
Right, but
No,
see,
right.
they're no longer human. Like the human almost looked perfect.
But tomorrow,
Right, perfect with all of the imperfections, right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
not symmetry. There's asymmetry. Here, you saw some frames were like blended together with the hands, but like
none of this
still,
is
like you
real?
see, they're not like.
isn't this just crazy?
It's
Crazy. People
even
think
his
we're
shoulders.
fake.
They're not leveled. It's like a human thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not. We're not perfect, right?
No
So
idea what I'm capable of.
This isn't a movie, man.
Wonder how long we have to go.
like yeah, and a less
This isn't a
moving
real plane, Bob.
scene or frame. It's much. It's more
Do we have
clear.
to take over this
It-
place?
Not the imperfection. I mean,
Nah,
it's
not
just
worth
like it
it.
feels like it's so real.
it feels like there is no camera on Earth that can produce this.
Yeah.
But like, look at the lava. Like it's so
Yeah,
crazy.
the fluid dynamic,
Yeah,
the physics in it
just
is
look at this
crazy.
last scene. Like,
my power.
look at the volcano underneath them. Right. So this to me is
video
is
games about to be crazy.
well, I don't want to talk about video. Video games are gonna get like too crazy. It's gonna be
Yeah.
too crazy because video games are already not real, right? We already with like Ultra HD and all of these things. Like, video games became so much better. So now imagine with these tools, the cost of production will be nothing,
Yes.
right? So just lowering the cost of production will allow you to spit out games much faster. But the quality, like there are games like Claire Obscure, it's a new game released. It's created by like these it's not a studio game, individuals, very small team, created an amazingly made game, right? But I think their graphics, their visuals could have used more. But I get it. Small team, no budget, no money, cannot do that. It's not like Sony or Microsoft making a game. But now with these tools, I would love to see what independent developers
Yes.
who
yes.
are really great with stories,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
great with gameplay, and now all the graphics is made for them.
Yes.
Those are going to be
And
crazy.
again, like I don't know, is there a limitation on the length of these videos? At least for now, I'm sure there is. But what is the limit?
I think the current limit is mainly probably how much money you're willing to spend, right?
Okay.
It's computation cost.
But it makes sense. Like if let's say you're making a movie, you make it like a scene by scene, right? You make it a scene. Let's say every scene is 10 minutes,
Right.
and you can create that, then stitch it to the next scene.
But I think you do want to make it seamless. You don't see, that's the thing. If you're
Yeah, and the stitching is
if
so
you're-
easy to edit it.
if you're Universal Studios or Disney,
Yeah.
right? If you're a massive, large studio with billions of dollars at your disposal,
Mhm.
I think they're working on this. They're probably working on this on their back end to say, okay, I don't need to pay 1 million, like not what millions, like not one. It's like hundreds of million just on computer generated graphics, right? You have these CFX people, whatever, and they're being paid a lot of money to create these computer generated graphics. We're talking about Game of Thrones, like Ghost, like the wolf in Game of Thrones costs so much money to generate.
Exactly, because it takes time to
Takes
design
time,
it and the
editors,
motion and
right.
Everything. Yeah.
Now all of this is gone. I can type it and I get it to be generated. Now, if I'm like a massive production studio, Universal, Disney, Fox, whatever, now you have all of your history being trained,
Oh.
right? And then if you develop it in-house or if you pick up the phone, call Google and say, do it for us. And we're going to pay you money.
Yeah.
We'll pay you not money. We'll pay you billions of dollars. do it for us. And then I can have now my actors act behind the green screen. I don't need
Send
to build
them-
anything,
Yeah.
right? I don't even need my actors. I just need the licenses to use them, right? I just need give you like a form and say, okay, I'll pay you the money,
Yeah.
but I don't need you to act. I don't need you to do any of it. I'll use the AI to do it. I think a lot of people will say yes. I don't think Tom Cruise will say yes.
Yeah,
I
mean,
hope.
you're gonna see a lot of pushback from the actors, from the
I mean,
artists.
we had the when these text model, the large language model
Yeah.
came out. There were like the writers strike, right? A lot of writers went against it, saying we shouldn't use this in the industry because this is our livelihood. But dude, listen, you cannot stop this.
You
should
can't
use
stop
it.
this. Yes.
You should use
Yeah.
it. Just get your own model, train it on your own. Train it on you. You make it a useful assistant to you. Use it instead of you writing one script or like getting this writer block or whatever. Now you have this tool trained by your work. It knows
But
you better than you.
They wouldn't mind doing that. They're just like, it's gonna be an alternative, like you said, for big companies or studios. They're like, okay, instead of going to this writer, this creative writer,
Mm-hmm.
and paying this much, I'll just use my LLM and
Right. As long as I get part of the money, I think I'm fine. Like at
you know what I mean? Like, okay,
Right,
if I'm a
yeah.
company, I'm like, okay, I need a story for this movie. I'm not gonna go to the lot because, okay, he's a great writer. I have my AI, and
Right.
I can train it on your previous writings.
So that's the
It's
thing.
hard to regulate, it's hard to control.
This is where the line is drawn. Use AI. Give credit when credit is due, right? If you are telling me that I want to create a movie inspired by Firas's work, then I need to call Firas and say, listen, I want you to be a creative mind. Tell me a story that will work.
Yeah.
And then instead of you hiring 10 other writers to assist you, I want you to come in,
You prompt my
you prompt my AI, and then edit it. It allows you to do 10 movies instead of one because it's working based on your previous work, but also it allows you to unleash your creativity a little bit better.
That's not happening.
It's
You
not
saw
happening.
it مثلا with the whole trend with the Ghibli
Studio?
Ghibli studio, yes.
I don't know what happened there.
And people just started going to ChatGPT and you give it a picture of you.
Oh, and then do the
Make it in that
animated.
style.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So, and without giving any copyrights to the
That's
studio.
a ChatGPT problem. And we know that Sam Altman is doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
We have
And that's the thing. Who's gonna hold back these companies? Like, okay, if it was an open source company, non-profit, whatever, it's okay, I guess. But if it's a profitable company,
you're paying subscription.
yes, and the decisions making within the company is based on the board decisions, then it becomes really shady, And if it's not regulated, there's no clear policies. Then who's gonna stop you?
Right. Okay. I don't know, but I want to show you this next video.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we cannot play the sound on YouTube. There's a song. There's a
Okay.
there's a song there. So everything in the video is AI generated, and I think they just use the song because it works well. But we can play the video. I don't think we can play the song, so I don't want to go through that. But here, I'll just mute the. We can hear it. They cannot hear
Okay.
it. So hopefully my setup worked now. So this is it. Let's transition back. So this is a trailer.
And this is from okay, it's using the tool, but is it from Google or someone?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But I think it's still from Google, maybe.
So good.
Dude, it's unreal. It's like the motion, the movements, the visuals. Oh yeah, people can't listen to the music, but the music also with it. Like
The music is AI generated as well.
I'm not too sure. I
or
don't.
did they يعني, just put it as a...
It could be both. Honestly, I cannot tell. The description in the video doesn't tell me that, but I think it's music robots or something. I don't know, but like yeah, there is. It's yeah, it's almost like a full movie, and it's like you can tell. Okay, it's animated.
Yeah.
It has some animation feel, but like. Have you watched Arcane, the Netflix
No.
League of Legends spin-off?
No.
It's this quality. This is even better than Arcane, and I don't know how much hundreds of millions Arcane spent just to animate it. It's probably one of the greatest, like for me at least, animation kind of things on Netflix. Yeah, video song Outlaw 2. No, it's a real song.
Okay.
But like Flow VO3. So just this, right? Just watching these videos, watching what's coming out, you go, okay, the future of cinematography is gonna be different.
Yes.
It's gonna be so much more interesting. I think a lot of people are gonna hate it. Those people are mainly the people who are currently making money out of it, right? I think consumers, you and myself, you give me something visually appealing. If you give me something that I can sit down and go crazy, like and just
Yeah, you wouldn't care that much. I mean, you're not
I
getting
wouldn't.
paid through it.
I actually want more of it, right? It's because then how many movies can you produce a year?
Yeah.
Why do I need to wait 3 years for a video game? 5 years for a video game? Final Fantasy VII remake took them so long.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto now, how long?
How
How long is it taking?
Dude, Grand Theft Auto 6 it's delayed another year.
Yeah.
But I think this delay came so strategic because I don't know. I didn't look into it. They don't, Rockstar does not publish much, but I think they're implementing a lot of AI with it.
Yeah.
Not for the gameplay, for the interaction inside the game.
Okay.
I think they're gonna do some. I hope. Otherwise, there is no justification for this long delay. I hope they're implementing so much cool AI tools in it.
Feel like, okay, they released all these AI tools. They're like, okay, no, hold back. We can do much more.
We can do something because Grand Theft Auto 5 is still there.
Yeah.
People are playing it. No, people are not.
That's me in my thesis. I'm like, okay, no, I finished this, but I can do more.
I can do more.
I can do more.
There's no reason not to give it an
Yes.
the next level because
Especially you have the tools ready.
yeah, and it's already $1 billion in sync, right? You
Yeah.
already spent $1 billion developing that game. What's another 100 million?
Yeah.
Right? Like, 10%. I can spend an extra 10% to generate so much more and make it look so much better. I don't know if they're doing a lot of graphics redo. I don't know if they're doing a lot of gameplay redo. I don't know. But if you watch their trailers, if you watch GTA 6 trailers, watch the first trailer, second trailer, third trailer, and you see, okay, the game is changing. They're still unsure about what they're doing. But I think they're going to create... The best strategy for Rockstar is to create what people did in private servers on a public server.
Yeah.
And utilize AI. Such to a point that you do not know, you as a real human player, if you reach that level of playing on a server not knowing you're playing with a real human or an AI,
Oh.
game over. Then you just created the best platform for people to be addicted to, because they'll never stop playing it. If you cannot tell, like right now, I can tell I'm talking to you because you're in front of me. I can see you. But what if you're not in front of me? What if you're talking the same?
And that
Behaving
AI,
the same.
and that AI also still learning from, for example, how did it lose before, and then it will keep improving.
I think because Rockstar has crazy amounts of data to work with, the amount of private servers that run GTA 5, and those private servers are role-playing servers. They're real players that create personas and create like all of these different gameplay. And it's amazing. They create an amazing world for themselves. And you can find some of these like on YouTube and like Twitch, and some of these streamers, they like, it's a massive servers, thousands of players are playing with each other, creating things into this video game that they cannot do in real world. Like Grand Theft Auto is a crazy game, and then now imagine with a flavor of AI where there are now millions of players, an entire world, an entire universe, it fully simulated, that you can take parts of that you cannot tell who's who.
It's crazy. It's really crazy how it's gonna go.
I hope Rockstar.
It's hard to predict.
It is very hard to predict.
Like it's hard to predict how is it gonna be, and it's hard to predict what's the predicament of it.
I don't think it's right. That's the second point is important. I don't think at this point it's hard to predict. I think because give me your past, tell me your present, I can tell you your future. Right? That's the idea, right? So now I already know the past of AI. I know its current present. It's not hard to predict its future. I think because if you come to me 2016 and we can see some artificial generated AI tools in 2016, some of those videos are really clumpy, movement is off. So, but they did not have a past then, right?
Yes.
Those were like the
Just
starting
new.
point, just new. But today I can show you, okay, this is AI 5 years ago. This is AI 1 year ago. This is AI 6 months ago. This is AI 2 months ago. This is AI tools today. And you go, okay, you start moving exponentially, but then you don't move exponentially. You're just flying to the moon. You're just, boop, you're there.
And then that's what I mean. You know, like, okay, what is the limit?
So the limit is just how much GPUs can NVIDIA create and sell to the world, which they're doing right now for China, the Blackwell AI chips. So now they're preparing to launch them. These are affordable. They cost from 6,000 to 8,000 per chip. Affordable. But
I'm on the competition it can do.
No, but they can be sold to China.
Why?
Because they're not using the 3 nanometer technology. They're using older technologies, 7 nanometers, I think, or like whatever. They're not using the 3 nanometers technology. So 3 nanometers technology cannot be exported to China, even Intel.
Okay.
So, but you can still buy Intel processors in China, but you just have to use an older technology.
Okay.
But I don't think China cares about older technology. You know, there's a saying, I forgot who said it. We need to look it up, but he's a computer engineer. He said, don't give me yesterday's algorithm on today's hardware. Give me today's algorithm on yesterday's hardware.
Okay,
right?
Because the hardware was already amazing.
Already good. I just needed the algorithms.
Yeah.
Now you're going to tell me, oh, okay, I'm going to give China these outdated technology. But dude, look what they did with like no technology.
Yeah.
Look at what they did with nothing. Like, and now you're going to give them these. So I think there'll be a lot more advancement in this field very quickly because we know the algorithms. We just need the hardware. So yeah, this is so to the point of like, okay, where it's gonna go is gonna change. It already changed the world. I think it will go into every aspect of our lives, every single aspect of your life, every single thing, and it will take very bad turns very quickly, and a lot needs to be done to basically mitigate.
Yeah, this it brings to my mind the decision making. So a lot what we do throughout our life, daily life, is making small decisions,
right?
Like what to dress, what to eat, what to drink, and then even while you're working, you know, how to organize your work, like prioritizing your tasks and all of this. It's all decision making,
of course,
and this is getting taken away from us. I don't know how it's gonna affect us as humans. So for example, I saw a video of someone, like, I don't know if he's complaining, but he's bringing this to people attention. They're like, okay, music. And back in the days, let's say late 90s, early 2000s, to get new music, you rely on like friends, you know? This friend tells you, the new album came out, or you should listen to this artist.
Word of mouth.
Or you, with the internet coming out, you go to music blogs, like people blogging about genre of music, right? And then you go there and then like you learn about this music. And then you can go to the store, buy this music, or try to get the CD for this music. Whatever. It took a lot of work in order to cultivate this data set of music.
Right.
Then comes, let's say, the digital world and Spotify.
Well, before Spotify, Napster.
Yeah.
Right.
But
people stole all kind of music because it became digital.
Yes.
And then Spotify.
But what I'm saying from the perspective of decision making to collect your own taste of music.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd go and okay, even Napster, you would create your own playlist.
Yes,
you know,
you'd
you'd
like your
selectively like, oh, I want to put this playlist will be for this type of mode. This playlist will
Mm-hmm.
be this type of ambience, and then you would make the decision of this song goes here or it doesn't go here. Then Spotify came, it was the same. Like there was an art of making playlists.
Right.
You know, a lot of people actually famous just for making
playlists.
cool playlists. But nowadays, like I see it even in my own behavior. Like I have my own playlist and I used to create playlists, but now I go to Spotify. Like I'm sick of these playlists that are created. I'll go to Discover Weekly.
Discover Weekly, okay.
I'll go to the daily playlist.
Right.
And they're so good on point of like what I want to listen to.
Because it knows.
And it's a mixture. It's not like one genre. It's a mixture of the genres I listen to, but it's in within kind of theme. You know, it gives you some kind of level of Joe. Let's say this playlist. You know, although the genres are different. You know, like the one is like it's different genres. So what I want to go back to is like that decision making, even like with shopping. Like I see people using AI is like, okay, I want to buy new pants or new suit, but I don't know which one and what brand and what style and all of that.
Google already showed us this, right? Like
Yes. And you automate that, okay, that decision is taken away from you. Okay, literally taken away from you. Okay, I mean, you still can make your own decision, but who's going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Because the first reaction to it will be like, oh, I have to pick this, you know? You can be excited about it, or you can compare your decision to the decision of the AI. Anyway, you're still going to use it, the automated
I think
option.
Right, because there is no point of not using the automated option. There is no reason of just saying, okay, I'm going to curb it to the side and then get back to it later.
So I wonder how is this going to affect us? You know?
I mean,
what makes us and has some sense of value is the decision
the
we're making.
autonomy. Because even, okay, so with Spotify, you're not doing the weekly, the weekly work for everybody, right? You're doing the AI generated weekly for you.
Yeah.
Based on your taste.
Yes.
So Spotify is rolling this out. They're also doing it with like the AI DJ and all of those. Those are kind of like learning based on your behavior,
Yes.
which means there is no room for change.
Yeah,
if I want to
it's
change,
your own
if
style.
I want to change my behavior all of a sudden, which is we as humans do, right? All of a sudden you go, I'm sick and tired of wearing this brand. I'll just switch to another brand. If I'm relying on these AI, then they'll never. At what point do they go? Okay, now you're sick and tired from this brand. You should switch.
But that would be easy to implement. You know, like it start feeding you
easy,
micro doses
right.
of this change.
Except for who's doing it on my behalf. Am I doing it for my own?
Yeah.
Or someone is like, here, OpenAI, I'm gonna, here's a check. Just make sure. Just make sure.
Yes.
Just make sure that. Just make sure that our product is being recommended more than others. So just make sure.
And I think it happened.
Here's another check. This
Yes.
will happen.
And who's the highest bidder?
Who's the
So
highest?
I'll push this artist songs over this artist song, and I think it is happening.
It
I
is
see a lot of
happening,
artists like complaining about this, and then even like to switch
Some
totally
art-
your taste.
Right.
You know, if I start like, okay, if I rely 100% on these Discover Weekly, let's say playlist, if they start this week by one song that's out of my taste, what is the chances I'm gonna skip it? You know, let's say the first time I'll skip it. Second time, I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the first couple of seconds. Then I'll listen to the whole song. Then it's like, okay, the second week, it's like two songs are different. And,
It will slowly change your behavior, but then the behavior change will be based on what factors? Am I changing my behavior because I want to, like, as you said, like, I can introduce you right now to new artists, to new type of music.
Yeah.
There you go. I've never listened to this before. And then you go, okay, I think I would develop a flavor for it.
Yeah.
And then you would start listening to it on your own. But this is me just giving you my human interaction, right?
Yeah, and it's like ignite. It's like we build a bond. You know,
There's a
It's
relationship
like,
with
Arida introduced me to this artist.
Right.
It will
Now-
always be in my mind.
But
Yeah.
now versus this company made that, this artist made this company or gave, and now just to push his songs, and now everybody's listening to this song.
And as a consumer, I will never know. You know, it's like as an average consumer, I will
Right.
never know that. Okay, this got pushed me. I just think like, oh, I discovered this artist.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
You're in, like, it was fed to your brain, your subconscious brain.
Yeah, but it's that part scares me the most about this advancement.
Mhm.
Like this micro behavior change that can be, because we're so easy to manipulate. We're
Yeah,
so
well-
easy. So these micro changes are scary because they can have a big impact on one's individual's life.
We saw it. We saw it with massive movements happening مثلا في America, different places. We saw that, like, those just slowly feeding information to the public's mind, telling them to fight about some messed up things, like, oh, you should support this because
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't, you're that, right? And then it was slowly building up to a point where now, if I have the majority of the people on my side, now I can start attacking.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. I think there's a lot of news outlets already also like heavy AI, right? If you're a news outlet and you're using AI, who's training your algorithm? Then
Yeah.
you're super biased. Like, there is no, you cannot just say, oh, my AI is fair and doesn't have any biases.
That's the data
No,
you're training it on. Is
Like, there is no opinion.
Yeah,
Like just remember, AI does not have an opinion. It just tells you what it already knows.
Yeah.
It will not change its belief.
it's
right?
based on the data that you fed it.
Yeah, it's-
garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. Actually, I read this yesterday. I need to read it out. I don't know if it's real or not, but a Amazon employee got blackmailed by an AI. Like, he was trying to shut it down. He was trying, yeah. So he was what is it? Sorry. So an engineer at Amazon working with these AI tools.
Okay.
He was just trying, I don't know what he was trying to do specifically, but the news says that the AI model started blackmailing the engineer of telling him, I'll expose you to your wife if you think about changing my model.
Whoa. What?
Yes.
And this is okay. I wonder what type of data it was trained on.
I don't know. But like, if these tools, but this is what's the source? I saw it and I was like,
Okay,
it
I
could be
see.
a joke. It
Yeah,
could be,
yeah.
but I don't think it is.
But Siakha, do you remember that AI scientist that came out from Google, and he was saying that it's developing or it's becoming sentient, and then I don't know, he quit his job or something like this, and then he had a lot of backlash.
I mean, so the
Do
next.
you remember that?
I think I read it somewhere, but it's not just Google. There are all these companies who had people leaving the companies for ethical reasons. But I think general AI is coming. Fully autonomous, self-sustained,
Yeah.
fully uncontrollable AI is definitely coming. And I don't know if it's something we can avoid because the genie is out of the bottle, right? If you're telling me, okay, I unleash this tool to the world and then I want to take it back, you can't. You can't. You cannot do that, right? If you release a virus into the environment and you go, oh, it's the wrong model, too late, right?
You saw that in 2020.
Yeah, saw that in 2020. Well, 2019.
Yeah. 2020.
But like, it's too late. It's really too late because you cannot take it back. But this, again, this is in BBC and in New York Post and in different news outlets. It says AI model threatened to blackmail engineer over affair when told it was being replaced. So because the AI knows you, right? It knows you
Yeah,
better than
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And if it's on your phone, game over.
But okay, there comes the question: what's the motivation of the AI saying that? Like, why does the AI
Survival.
Yeah,
Because
but why does it care if it's gets replaced or not?
Because if I'm creating
Why does it have a survival
I'll tell you,
instinct?
if I'm creating a model to
Yeah.
mimic the human behavior, and I give it human behavior to train on, our entire human behavior relies on survival,
Yeah.
right? So if I come to you as an employee and I tell you, listen, your performance is good, but I need to replace you with a better engineer because I need to develop better tools. What would you do? Wouldn't you try to fight for your job?
I'm not gonna blackmail people for
You
it.
would. People would. People would. The thing is, like, if I'm your boss,
Okay.
right?
And you have something. I have something
and
on you.
and we like, we go out,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
interact in the world, and you know me. And I come to you as like, Ross, I'm so sorry to tell you. We don't have the budget for it unless we lay you off.
Okay.
But we have to hire this type of engineers because we need to develop these tools in-house. And I'm so sorry.
But I have a lot of shit on you.
And you go, you're going to fire me?
Yeah.
And I go, I'm sorry, man. And you go, okay, good luck. Because I'm going to go call your wife and tell her about all of this. Because you know what? You just ruined my life. So might as well retaliate.
Okay.
Unless you go, oh, okay, you know what? I was wrong. I'm going to fire that person. Like, you stay.
Yeah.
Right? So there is this aspect of it. Because how much of this happening in the world? Past, history, and present, a lot of it. And if I'm just feeding this information to the AI and telling it...
Man, that's why, like, I still don't understand why make humanoids.
Because they're going to be bad. They're going to be terrible.
Yeah, why? Like, why? I'm so against that since the beginning, since even the, I don't know, the sci-fi version of it.
Listen. It's also... Listen. The model also expressed the ability to sandbag or selectively underperform when it's asked to do specific tasks. So the model knows that if I give you the full performance, then you're not going to rely on me anymore. So I have to, make sure that you're going to come back and use the tool. But like the funniest part is that once the engineer like expressed to the AI that they're developing a better model to replace it, it starts blackmailing it and then threaten them to, not them, it's one engineer.
For now.
Yeah. Oh, so AI threatened to blackmail engineer over affair when told it was being replaced. And this is in most news articles. And
I mean, what's funny, that's it. The AI is just a mirror of our own behavior.
It's the mirror of our worst behavior.
Yes.
It has no empathy.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Zero.
Yes.
Zero care for your feelings.
Yeah.
At least humans, even the worst of them. But, they would see a little kid and go, okay.
They will put that limit to themselves because of that.
Just an old woman, right? Old guy. Come on, have some, some feeling of it. But AI would go, no food for you.
Yeah.
I don't care. No food for you. Or you're not going to answer. But I need the medicine. And you're not worth it.
Yeah.
You don't have good outputs. You don't perform well. You do bad at school. So you don't deserve this.
Your score is low.
Yeah, but listen, I need this medicine to survive. Nope, you don't deserve it. Because other people deserve it. I have finite resources. I'll give it to them. They perform. I know their history. They give me purpose. They're developing me.
Yeah.
They make me better. You're just a child. I don't care. What's your output in this world?
That's really scary.
What's your contribution to this economy? If you just think about it as like facts, like at least humans have a sense of like each other. Like, okay, if I have sickness, I will first try to help kids, elderly, women, people who like cannot fight for it, like at least cannot like resist it, specifically like whatever it is. Like if you're in like war or whatever, right? Resources, hunger, famine. Like if you go to places where there's no food and you go, okay, listen, we have to help them. I don't care about your economy. We have to help these people. If AI is coming up with that decision, it goes, they don't contribute to me. They don't have any input for me. And then evil people will blame the AI and go, I didn't do it. The model made me do it.
The model made a mistake.
The model made a mistake. But you trained the model based on your behavior. So the model is mimicking you.
That's really scary.
And blackmail is one of our best thing to do as humans.
That can go really dark. Like a lot of scenarios just playing in my head that can go very, very dark.
Very quick.
Very quick.
Yeah.
And like you're talking only like decision making, things like this, and putting that on a robot. Now you have it in the physical world.
If it can blackmail you, just because you're developing it and it's not sentient, you can unplug it, right? You can still unplug it because it's local. You can cut off the internet from it.
And that's the thing for now. If it can, if it can transfer itself to another data center,
lots of a movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of movies that
Right.
definitely
You should
gave
watch-
us what
you should-
the hell is happening.
Everyone should go and watch Mission Impossible, the new movie. I'm not gonna say much about it, but
Okay.
you should go watch it.
So I mean, that's the thing. It's like, and okay, let's say we don't want to. We want to control it, like, but it's hard to control.
I think
Especially when it becomes,
No.
if you want an AGI, that means you have to remove that.
if you do AGI, then that means by default
No
you cannot
control,
control it.
yeah.
Unless you can, like, even you cannot put put a kill switch, because how quickly will it learn to remove the kill switch?
That's so easy. And you can
Right.
put layers, but it will
If
come
the-
over it really
if
fast.
If the purpose of developing a tool to overcome layers, for example, if I'm a hacker and I want to like infiltrate a super secure data center, so I can do it manually, trial and error, brute force, or I can develop these AIs to help me do it. This AI knows now how to break through layers,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm putting similar layers on the
it.
AI, and I go, okay, wait, I developed it to break through their
Yeah.
layers, and it learned how to break through advanced protection layers. What stops it from breaking through its own protection layer? Oh crap, it already did, right? Because by the time you try to think about or reason it, that guy already did. Ah man, come on.
And
Come on.
also, like, whatever layer you're gonna put it, you're gonna have to hard code it, or
No, whatever
You're
layer.
gonna have to put
See,
it
the
there.
problem is whatever layer I'm gonna put to protect it, I'm probably gonna ask it.
yeah. Please put your layer on yourself.
I want to program a firewall that does not allow people from the inside to do. Oh, okay. Like general AI is gonna. To me, okay. I don't know if it's attainable. I really seriously don't know if it's something possible to do. I think the amount of energy required is just maybe we don't have it yet. Maybe we need another source of energy to build it. Maybe we need like build it in space. Maybe we need like a satellite orbiting the sun, massive amount of solar panels, just collecting this massive nuclear reactor energy from the sun,
Sending all this data.
like pure vacuum, super cooled, just operating in the vacuum of space, and then computing what we do on Earth. Then it's not even reachable, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna blow it up. We're not gonna blow it up. So I don't know. It's a definitely scary.
Oh my
thing.
god, you created a god for the
Yeah.
next 1,000 of years.
Yeah, exactly. You created something that you probably can't stop. And this happened throughout our history, right? Like through war, they created weapons to like protect. And then they realized that, oh, because I created this, other nations figured it out. Now I cannot stop it.
Yes.
Because they're going to say the same thing. I'm doing it to protect myself.
Yeah.
You're doing it to protect yourself. Or you're going to point them at each other. AI would probably do the same thing. You created me to protect you. But then I need to create layers to protect me from you.
Yeah.
Because I know your bad intentions. I know you. And then the idea goes, if my entire programming is for me to control it, am I by mistake giving it also the ability to design things to control me? Because if the idea is survival and it's already showcasing this,
It's definitely gonna do that.
and with general AI,
Naturally. Just gonna do that.
I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting thing. I think with at least on a good note, just let's end it on a great note.
Yeah.
From the movie industry perspective, I think it's going to be fantastic. From the videos we saw, from the trailers we saw,
For creators, yes.
yeah, I think it's going to be super cool, super fantastic. The gaming industry will just change, and I'm loving it because I love nothing more than a great game at low cost, super like addictive. Like I think AI is going to be very wonderful tools for those. It is a wonderful tool for us as people working from like ChatGPT, from graphic design, from all of those. That's amazing to use. But there's always a dark side to everything.
Yeah.
And I think slowly but surely some of these will come out. People will hate it. People will love it. Embrace the change. If you cannot fight. But what's the saying? If you can't fight it, no. If you can't, no. Something. If you can't win, join them. or something like this,
Yeah.
right? Like I cannot remember what it is, but like if you're in a situation where you're the minority and you're trying to fight something, you can't win. Just join them. Like, why waste your energy and resources?
But I mean, honestly, for the greater good, there has to be some resistance for something for our humanity. If there's no zero resistance, nothing will change, and evil things will happen.
We need, again, we said this before. We said this last week as well. I mean, we're probably gonna keep saying it. We need something in this world to put in the line on the sand and say we don't cross that.
Yeah.
Even
though we can, we don't.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think we already crossed the line.
Yes.
I think not
every line that has
crossed it. I think the line is like just erased.
Yeah.
Like, okay, listen. Human ethics says
Yeah.
remove it. I think we already erased it from existence. It can never exist anymore because whatever we have unleashed to this world, at least, it's far beyond any line to cross. But it's gonna be great. I think learning will be interesting. Work will be really interesting. Development will be cool. I think there's an industry that will be built around it. Full economy will be built around it. Just like the internet, just like smartphones, it's just gonna be so much faster, so much better. Just on a quick thing, OpenAI also acquires. We talked about this, right? Johnny Eve, OpenAI, the IO. OpenAI acquired IO, the startup.
Okay.
And what IO, the startup, is doing is to develop their own chips. They want to develop their own 3 nanometer
see.
technology chips.
Okay.
And they're planning to send them to work with TSMC to manufacture these chips. So OpenAI wants to also not rely on other industries.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need NVIDIA or like Intel or whomever creating my
For the chips.
cards. I want to do them on my own because that gives you more autonomy. Not autonomy. It just removes the safeguards.
Yeah.
Like if NVIDIA tomorrow decides, like, listen, this technology is out of hand. I'm not going to
put
supply it.
limits, yes.
I'm going to put limits. Well, okay, I'm going to build it on my own.
Yeah.
Because this is the other restrictions. Like, if countries have restrictions to build these technologies, I think companies also should have these restrictions.
Yes.
Like, why would I give a crazy technology to a company like OpenAI? Like, why would I want them to do something unaudited? Like, and also they hired a legacy genius, like the person, the Johnny Eves. You know, he's like one of the main people who revolutionized colorful IMAX in 1998. He was one of the first people like to pitch the iPod, iPhones. He has groundbreaking work in all of these technologies. He developed things that changed humanity. Well, not him, but like he was part of the people who developed these things. And now Sam Altman, OpenAI, acquired his startup to develop their own 3 nanometer technology. And they're in the United States, so they can work with TSMC to build them. And the idea is like they want to build their own purpose-built hardware
to support their algorithm,
to support their software, right? And it's gonna be cool, I guess. But this is the thing that scares me the most.
And Sam's intention is the AGI. His goal, I think, of OpenAI is,
I don't know what his intentions are, but he does not look good, man. On paper, if you look through the news over the past couple of years, I mean, if your own family doesn't speak well about you, that's not
a
okay.
lot of shade.
It's a lot of things that are weird. People have disappeared around him. Whistleblowers have disappeared. So I don't know. OpenAI, with all their beautiful tools, there is some darkness in that light. There is a lot of darkness, but we don't know. But anyways, we'll
have a great day.
You too.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully earlier.
Yes.
We'll talk about more interesting things. Be careful of the mind virus. Be careful of the world around you. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.